Have you ever wanted that bokeh depth of field effects on your videos, but don't fancy splashing the cash £500 plus on a beginner's DSLR? I'm going to show you how you can upgrade your video footage quality from this to this. Okay, so first of all, you're going to need an iPhone, more specifically an iPhone 10, 10s or XR, so all within the recent year and a half or so. A lot of people have one of these with contract renewals and so forth. But if you've not, maybe it's a time to think about getting one. Okay, so we're using the front-facing camera. Now this is a special depth sensing camera, so that's why it's specific for these versions. As you can see, you can view your live feed as you're recording. So you can see if there's any problems in the background that you need to fix, or if everything's looking okay as you'd expect while you're recording. Okay, so for this purpose, I'm using an app called Focus. Now it's spelled F-O-C-O-S. I'll put a link down in the description. It's entirely free. There are some add-ons that you can pay for, but not needed for our purposes. I have to say though, the Focus app isn't the be and end all. It's not what this entire trick's all about. The big thing is using the app in conjunction with the Apple screen recorder. It's built in. Many people might not even know its existence. So I'm going to show a quick video on how to enable it and how to then start recording with it. Okay, to start with, we're going to need to add the screen recording app onto the control center. To do this, we'll go on to the iPhone settings, and then control center, and then customize controls. Okay, so if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see screen recording. If we just click on the plus, and now we'll see it's up here. Okay, so if we just go off the screen, pull down from the right hand side, and you'll see this little red icon here. You'll tap that, force touch it, and you'll see there's a little microphone. You can tap that to make sure it's always recording your microphone, and obviously you want to do that for the sake of our video recording. But because this is already recording and the microphone's turned on, I'm not going to touch anything here. If you just release the finger, touch off it, and that's what you would do to start a recording. To stop it, you'll see it up the top left hand side. You'll just tap it, and then it'll give you the option to stop the recording, and that's that. It does seem odd that Apple don't include recording video in this type of standard by default, but maybe this is a teaser for what's upcoming in the next iOS release. Okay, so let's go ahead and start a recording to show you what it's all about. Let's load up the Focus app and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, once it's loaded in, you'll be given some options just to skip through, and once you get to the main screen, you'll see similar to what I'm seeing right now. At the bottom of the main window, you've got a little slider bar. This is for the f-stops. What that basically means is how blurred your background's going to be. I'm not going to adjust it on my video, but if you play around on your live view, you'll see it getting very blurred in the background to more of the native camera app of no blurring. Now you've got to be careful when you're choosing this, because your ears and hairline will predominantly blur if it's on the wrong setting for your lighting conditions. Now one little thing, you're going to want to get rid of that menu bar for when you're ready for recording, so all you need to do is press the f-stop number in the middle of the screen and you're good as gold. Okay, so obviously you've got some camera controls showing on here and you're going to be recording the entire screen, so we're going to edit out this in some software afterwards and this is what you'll see. Okay, so when you're ready, you've got the blur effect in full swing and your ears and hairline aren't blurred out, you've got good lighting. You want to slide down from the top right hand corner of your screen and click on the record button as we showed in the previous video. And then from there on until you stop it, that's recording everything. So you don't need to press any camera buttons in the camera app. So you want to go back to your camera app now and just view yourself on a live screen. And that's recording. Don't press a take a picture button, don't press the take video button, it's recording. Once you've got everything down on your video that you'd like, you can then stop the screen recording. That's by tapping on the red icon in the top left hand corner of the screen, and then it'll prompt you with an option to stop the recording. Once that's done, what it'll do is save to your camera roll. It'll take a few seconds and you can either edit on the device itself or you can transfer that over to a computer and edit in your favourite video suite. Obviously editing on a device is something you don't natively get on DSLR, so that's real Brucey bonus for editing on a device like a mobile phone. Okay, so that's it really, but you might be wondering, why didn't we just use the portrait mode on a default Apple camera? Well, let me show you why. Okay, so now we're on the default Apple camera on portrait mode, and you can see what the problem is immediately. There's two. Firstly, the background isn't really blurred, not anywhere near to the extent as the Focus app. Also, I've got this square all the way around me, and that's going to be recording. Obviously not what you want. Okay, so down to some cons. So firstly, we've got the fact that even though the screen recorder records in HD, because you're going to be cropping the camera controls out, you'll find that it's less than HD. So while we're in an era of 4K quality, this is going to be less than optimal, but it's a sacrifice you pay for just using your phone for the video. The next con is something you'll be aware of. Simply switching between all the apps and learning the new process of how this works is something you can't just get straight into. First of all, you're having to watch this video to understand how it works. Okay, so the footage isn't always going to look great. You'll find a lot of the time there's blurring over the ears or the hairline. Something isn't going to quite add up. For when I've been filming this, switching between the different apps and loading Focus back up, I'll find the focus is all different, so I'm just clicking my face to try and get that focus back. So that's not great. But as I say, for free, for a mobile phone, something you're not heavily investing in, maybe it's the start of your YouTube career, for example, you're not too sure, this is a perfect way to start up and see how you go. You can live view as you're recording. Now that's something you don't really get on a DSLR unless you had something with a flip up screen, so that's a great bonus. It's not a DSLR, which is good in the fact that it's slim and pocketable. DSLRs are big and bulky, so use this to your advantage, get some good shots while you're out and about. Last but not least, you've already got the phone. You're not having to spend a bucket load of money on a specific DSLR just for filming indoors or specific occasion outdoors. A popular choice for new YouTubers is a Canon G7X M2. Now that does have a flip up screen, which is going to set you back about £500–600 brand new. Here's a listing on Amazon, for example. So why pay that if you're not too sure if the career is going to work out in the video, or this works absolutely fine for you anyway? Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. If you like the content, appreciate a thumbs up. I'm Adam from Money Saver Secrets.